Well, hello, my jazzy friends. I hope you're doing well, I hope you're staying safe, and it's lovely to see you as always. In today's video, I decided that I would torture myself in ways that I have never done so before. I decided that I would build with the objects in The Sims 4 that I really, really despise with a burning passion. All of them for very different reasons. Some of them just because they're like way too big, unnecessarily grand. Some of them I'm like, oh my god, you just don't match with anything. It gives me stress. Like the kid's ball pit right there, because I feel like your kid, the balls don't look real, right? It looks like your kid's gonna jump in and it's gonna be like, you know what I mean? Like, lots of these things are for completely different reasons, but I decided that I would challenge myself to try and build with it.
And I think, to be honest, I have achieved something incredible.
I think I have possibly built the ugliest house in the entire world. But anyway, I thought I'd go through it with you guys today and show you the monstrosity that I came up with. This wallpaper I hate. I think it's from Parenthood. I've never found a use for it that I have been happy with, so I never use it. But it's in here today, amongst other things that I wish would burn. Then we've got the floor. I'm not entirely sure. I think the floor is base game. The little like lava-y looking. I hated it. And then obviously just started slinging in those chairs from Cats and Dogs. I like a lot of the Cats and Dogs stuff. Like I think it's cute, but I don't necessarily think it goes with anything. A lot of people have said to me before, like, oh, they're really good for like a little grandma's house build, but can confirm I've never built a grandma's house. This rug is another matter entirely.
Free Shavakadu!
Don't know what to do with her. Don't like her. The table from My First Pet stuff. Again, like, I feel like it could have been a cool thing to have in like your kid's room as like a little accent table, but it's just so big and it's got like real fish in it. I don't know. I have very specific feelings about that and none of them are good. This little accent table, again, I can kind of see like the grandma's house vibe, but it's just not necessarily an aesthetic that I find that I build with very much. Those curtains from Luxury Party, didn't know where the hell to put those, but they come cropping back up in a little bit. But yeah, I don't necessarily have a vendetta against this TV, it's just a little bit small, which is probably the least criminal item in this entire build, but it was in there anyway. This wallpaper I have never used. It looks like the stuff of nightmares. That bed is okay. I just feel like it's very, very limited swatch-wise. Like I say, I have an absolute mass of different reasons, basically for every item, for why I don't like them, really. But you know, they all get slung in in the end anyway. This thing from My First Pet stuff, I actually like the concept. I really wish My First Pet had been like obviously incorporated with Cats and Dogs, and I wish Cats and Dogs had been like a full pet pack. I think we all have that feeling. So I like it as an idea. Like I'm not opposed to having like hamsters and whatever other little creatures are in that pack. Don't really know, can't tell you. But I just find it so obnoxiously big and like the design is just not necessarily great. That floor tile in here as well, definitely another one of my hates in this game. It's just so loud. Like what do you I don't know how to make it look good. I really don't. I tried really hard at the beginning of this build. I was like, you know what, I'm going to try my absolute best to make this not an absolute monstrosity, but it failed very early on and I feel like I kind of semi-gave up, so forgive me, but it is what it is. Those curtains, don't even know her, don't know what to do with her. So they're just kind of slung in here. This little coat wall hanging thing, I do a lot of entryways, obviously in my houses, like little rugs and shoe racks and the umbrella stuff. I like those, don't have an issue with those, but that one specifically, I don't know why, but the shelf bugs me so much, like with a little like janky looking cardboard box on top. Like it's just not, I don't know, it just doesn't look nice to me. I don't like it. I did sprinkle some things in this build that aren't too offensive to me, but they didn't really redeem it, so I don't know why I bothered. There's a lot of stuff from Get Famous in here. Not because, I don't know, it's just so grand. It's very, very specific, I feel, and I don't build in that style either. Very rarely do I think, do you know what, I'm gonna build for like Judith Ward. Like, I just find them difficult to use, like. And then this was a really bad time because I was like, this is the sink that I hate combined with like the Get Famous, like super grand stuff. They're just so awful together, it hurt me. Like this stone-looking sink and then this like gold embellished toilet. No,
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it.
I don't have any excuses, loves. That's what I've got. It's just awful. This is me again trying to make it somewhat more presentable and absolutely failing, so apologies, but you know what? I thought what could make this room better? A lobster, a little shrimp, don't know, whatever, whacked that in. It's just, the whole build is horrific, but hopefully you'll enjoy my suffering. Obviously, please don't take this as a serious build, because I'm bad at building, but I'm not this bad, I would like to say. I'd like to hope. But I am thinking about uploading this to the gallery as like a little fixer-upper, so you guys can come in and like, imagine the scenario is that some person decided to have a house that literally looked like this, and you decided to come fix it up. I don't know, I thought it'd be fun for maybe just a little challenge for if any of you guys are interested and you're looking for builds to do, because I feel like people sometimes are looking for shells and challenges and stuff like that, so that could be fun. I do have a shell challenge up at the moment, which is just on the gallery as March shell challenge, I think. So you can totally do that if you want to, but I will also, if you're interested, like I say, let me know in the comments and I will upload this as a fixer-upper and you can do a little DIY job and make it look semi less horrific. But let me know if you're interested. Anyway, onto the kitchen. I understand those kind of like budget fridge and oven have a purpose, but I hate them. I still hate them. The little bright wall, I hate that as well. This oven thing, I very rarely use tall walls, so for me, like, it's just never usable, never ever. And then those cabinets and that fucking just the garish pinky purple, nah, no, horrible, awful, kill it, burn it, don't want to see it. It's really bad. You might be wondering like why the little tea maker thing is in there, and that's purely because I'm British and I'm angry at the Sims team for not giving me a kettle. But I don't necessarily have a vendetta against the item. The bin in there as well, like the little nano touchless bin thing. I suppose that's fine. I just wish there was a swatch that worked in more occasions. But there isn't, so that made my very angry list of items as well. And this floor from Vampires, again, I'm sure there's a time and a place, but I've never found one, so it made my list. Then we come to this little bar from Luxury Party. It's just how no, this was the point at which my suffering reached new heights. Like I just, oh god, just awful. The color schemes are giving me stress. Shuffled this bathroom back because I was thinking there's a kid's room and no adult's room, so I had to rectify that. You can tell I'm giving up by the fact that I used a door that size for a house this size, but you know, let's not question it. But anyway, onto this little master bedroom. Use this little sailboat thing. I think it's probably intended for a bathroom, but it offends me nonetheless. And yeah, I just tried to sling some stuff in. I put that in there, that little desk. The desk isn't so bad, I suppose, for specific occasions, but the PC that's kind of curved, I really hate it. It's just a very weird size. And the bed from Get Famous, again, is in there just for the crime of being far too fancy for most Sims houses. But yeah, that's what I got. This shelf, I don't necessarily hate it, I just find it a very awkward shape in most situations. So that made my hate list also. But yeah, no, and as well, like these luxury party curtains, just who and why? The gaming thing that we've got going on here is, again, it's fine, and I think it can be a fun item for Sims, but it's just too big, like it's just so unnecessary. So yeah, I don't know. This is my house of horrors, to be honest. Might save it for Halloween because it's just awful, awful, awful. But like I say, let me know if you're interested in doing a fixer-upper because I feel like this definitely could do with fix-upping. But yeah, no, I got to this point, whacked a roof on and kind of just left it. I've been scarred by the whole situation, to be honest with you. Gave up on the windows even, ended up just kind of slinging them all over the place because I lost the will to live, loves. Not gonna lie to you, gonna be absolutely candid about it. It's a disaster and I hated it. I was very, very stressed. It was definitely more stressful than the like 10-minute build challenge. So there we go. That's what I've got to tell you. It's just a disaster. Sorry if this has offended your eyes, but thank you for suffering with me because it offended mine as well and I am the creator. I feel like Frankenstein, and this is the monster. But hopefully you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time.